My name is Pavel Rechetniak and I'm Chief Technology Officer at GOD in Bihar. And I want to spend a couple of words what we are doing and who we are looking for. So we are looking for Java developer, we are looking for Angular developer, we are looking for full stack developer who has experience in Java and backend and the frontend at the same time. We are looking for React developer, we are looking for Pavel developer, we are looking for AWS developer, we are looking for everything developer. And of course, knowledge in SQL or PL/SQL is important for us as well. What about our projects? We have a lot of projects. We have a project which have a first release 20 years ago. We have project which have the first release 10 years ago, and we have the project they have first release now, and we have a project which have the first release in the future. And we have a project just where they're thinking about design or architecture, and we have no line of code now, but we are thinking about design and architecture. What about technology? I can divide our project in backend and the frontend. And in the backend, we have Java or .NET. Of course, we have at most Java, but a little bit .NET and COBOL and Python. We are using WebSphere Liberty as our runtime. We are using Tomcat, and sometimes our WebSphere Liberty installed directly on the server. Sometimes they are in the Docker, in the cloud, in Kubernetes, and Kubernetes is in AWS cloud, for example. What about our architecture? Sometimes we have 3-tier architecture. Sometimes we have onion architecture. Sometimes we have clean architecture from who? And sometimes we have microservice architecture. What about our front end? We are using Swing for a project who have or which have the first release 20 years ago. We are using JSF for a project which have the first release 10 years ago, and we are using Angular and React for a project which have the release now, first release now. How we are working? We are working agile. We are using Scrum. We have sometimes small teams, we have big teams. We have sometimes scaling of Scrum. It means we have for one project 3 or 4 Scrum teams which are working together, for example, using less framework. What about our build and DevOps? We have internal DevOps, and internal DevOps take care about our CI/CD pipelines. So every developer can ask our DevOps engineers and can say, create for me this pipeline. I want to use this integration test. I need some cloud or some place for delivery. For example, Docker Swarm, or we are using now Docker Swarm, but we are migrating now to Kubernetes or OpenShift, where our project would be running. So what about our code quality? We have rules We have standard rules, default rules for every project, but it's possible to customize. We are using check style, PMD, and findbugs, and we are using SonarQube. And one time a week, everybody should show the project and show us how high the code quality is. Additionally, we have know-how sharing every other Friday. So one time in 2 weeks, it's possible for everybody in our big company to talk about something interesting for him or for everybody. We are speaking about project. We are speaking which part of our project can be reusable in the another project, or somebody talk us about the new framework, for example, Flutter or Quarkus or Micronaut or React, and how we are working together. We are using pair programming. We are using test-driven development, and we have internal clean code sessions. So it means somebody from another project spent a look and do code quality review for another project. And yeah, I think we are really enjoying our developer life in TOD.